Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy, the Young CEO here today. Today, we are going to be going over a little VV talk, right? For those who don't know what VV is a platform that actually has a lot of partnerships with a lot of different companies that actually launch NFTs, right? NFTs, licensed official NFTs by, they have partnerships with Marvel, DC, a lot of huge companies, and I personally believe that within the next bull run, Vivi had actually had a pump already, right? And I think that with everything going on right now in the next bull run, we're gonna possibly see massive pumps, especially if we get use case. We're gonna see massive pumps with these NFTs, especially if they incorporate utility. Sorry for the background. I don't know if you guys heard that, but there's a car going off. But anyway, there's gonna be massive. If they implement massive utility, these NFTs trust me, are going to be worth it, really worth it, right? So, without further ado, let me see if I can get my. All right, I'm gonna shrink myself a little bit, guys, just so that you guys can see. All right, so let's get into this video. So what I'm going to be talking about today is I was able to cop the Amazing Fantasy 15 comic that actually dropped. I believe it was last Monday or Tuesday of last week. But I was able to get one of them, right? It dropped for 20 gems, right? 20 gems equals $20. I was able to get one on the drop. I actually posted a little YouTube short about me actually getting it, right? And then I revealed what I got. As you guys can see on the screen, this is what I had actually got, and I'm very lucky, and I'm very fortunate to actually come out this drop with an ultra rare. Why am I explaining to you guys, like, why am I going over this comic, right? Why is this comic so special, right? Well, this is actually Amazing Fantasy 15. This is the first appearance of Spider-Man. This is like original, like this is the first, like this is when they first came up with the character. This is the book, Amazing Fantasy 15, right? This book is a grail. A grail stands for like kind of like the gold, or kind of, should I say, the diamond, basically one of the most valuable comics that you could actually get. If you guys, we're gonna look at it a little bit more. So as you guys see, Amazing Fantasy 15. This is the first appearance of the Amazing Spider-Man. This comic book is literally explaining, like, this is the most famous Marvel story of all time, right? How Spider-Man, and also Spider-Man is a very iconic character. Spider-Man is probably the most he is the most popular superhero of all time, right? If you look it up, Spider-Man is the number one, right? The movie just came out as well. So this is the first appearance of Amazing Spider-Man. Writers Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. There was 5 within this drop. There was actually 5 cover variants. I'm gonna show you guys what that is. So we go over here. It's a little bit of my collection. Go to market real quick. Comics. So there were 5 cover variants. These are the cover variants. Common, which had, I'm pretty sure this had around. This was a 10,000 minted comic, right? So this was a 10,000 minted comic, the entire collection. There's only 6,000 editions of the common, right? That's saying around 635 gems right now. The uncommon, which is a little bit more scarce, but the common does have the original cover. This one is at 412 gems, right? The common and the uncommon are the original covers, but the common is the one with the color. Here's the rare right here. This is the rare. This was only 1,000 editions, 1,000 minute rares. The cover is actually really clean, sitting at a $729, $730 floor. Um, and by the way, guys, this is not financial advice. I'm just sharing. This is all like only for entertainment purposes only, as I should say. Here, this is the one that I got. This is the ultra rare. This is basically a secret rare because a lot of the other comics have only. This has 600 editions. This only has 500 editions. So I actually paid 20 gems for this comic, and this comic is actually sitting at 2.4k floor right now. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 10 comics until it gets to like the back to the 3k areas. But really, the real floor is basically 3k because that's where it was kind of sitting around. Anything below 3k is most likely gonna get bought up. In my opinion, right, what a lot of things tend to do on the VV app is they would launch it, and the prices would pump, and they would probably go down a little bit. But for this Amazing Fantasy 15 as the grail of comics, any comic collector that's coming to this app, I believe that this is gonna be their number one pick for what comics they want to buy, right? And this is gonna hold a lot of value, right? You have a 10,000 minute comic, you have a 10,000 minute comic NFT, right? This is the first appearance of the Amazing Fantasy 15 on the blockchain, first appearance of Amazing Spider-Man. You cannot get better than this, guys. Amazing Fantasy 15 is up there. Like, I believe that this is the one of the top grails of VV, right? Then you have the secret rare right here, which only has 250 editions. The ultra rare has 500 editions, and the secret rare actually has 250 editions, right? The secret rare is whoever hit for the secret rare, like, you guys on the job, you guys ate, right? So the secret rare is sitting at a floor of 17, well, you could say 18,000, right? 18,000, sitting at a floor around 18,000. This, for the last couple of days, it's been over 20k. So I'm not surprised as if these all get bought up, right? Because there's only 250 editions, and this comic, it's one of a kind, right? Like, if you want to compare like Amazing Fantasy 15 to all the other comics that are on VV, right, this is the one that basically is gonna stand out, right? You have MC1, which is the first Marvel comic that ever came out, right? Ever came out back in the day. That has around like 60,000 mints, right? Which it is more, but this right here is perfect. You have 10,000 mints, and it's a well-respected comic in the physical world, right? For those who don't know, Amazing Fantasy 15, in the physical world, it's up there. Like, this, I'm pretty sure this broke the record for all comic books that has been sold. I'm on Go Collect right now, so I can show you guys how much the comic actually sold for. So it shows you right here that 1,489 were sold on Go Collect CGC, right? So as you guys see, this is the physical form. It launched in July 31st, 1962, right? And then you got obviously writers right here, publisher Marvel, of course. But a 9.6 graded comic. This is minted condition. So for $3.1 million, the physical form of this comic sold for $3.6 million. This comic sold for $3.6 million. Guys, people are willing to spend that amount of money on this comic, right? This is the first time we're seeing it on the blockchain, and you guys have the opportunity to actually go out there and grab these comics before they actually blow up. A lot of people don't even know what NFTs are, right? Um, and that shows you that we're really early within the NFT, within the NFT space, right? A 9.2 graded comic sold for about 1.1 million, 9.0, 800,000. Like, guys, like, this is no joke. Like 6.0, 6.0 sold for a 96,000. Like that's a 6.0. That's almost half of a half graded comic, and it has 36 sales at 96,000, right? You have 4.0 at 50,000, 94 sales. Like, guys, this comic, 2.20, a 2.0 selling at 36,000 and it has 60 sales. This is a 2.0. This is like the lowest, one of the lowest that you could get, right? Within the grading system, within the grading scale. 2.0, you got ripped pages, you have certain things maybe missing pages, maybe you have certain things, the discoloration, right? And this comic still sold for $36,000 in physical form, right? We had the opportunity last week to actually get this comic in NFT form, right? And I'm so glad to say that I actually own one of these comics, right? Right now there is around 1,219 on the market. On the market right now. Yesterday I'm pretty sure there was like only 1,000. That just shows that people are trying to, maybe some people are just trying to cash out, right? I mean, like, we're in uncertain times, as I actually said on my as I explained in my previous videos, right? But I believe that this comic is a hold. There's a lot of growth to come within the NFT space, and I don't count this comic out because there's more than 10,000 comic collectors that are probably willing to pay over probably $5,000, maybe even $10,000 for these comics, right? As you guys see, the 2.0 graded comic, that graded comic sold for 36,000, right? What was I gonna say? Yeah, 34,000, right? So, like, with these, right, we still have a chance to grab them. I'm thinking I'm gonna possibly be grabbing some of these commons right here, just because they have the original cover. There are 6,000 mints of those. I own this one right here. Where's that at? On my collection. I will also be doing, like, since this is my first time doing like a VV video on my channel, I actually will be doing more videos and probably be going through my collection of comics and collectibles. I have a good amount. I've been on VV since probably last since it's been almost a year and a couple months since I've been on VV. But as you guys can see, this is the one that I was able to grab. I have the 8,387 edition, 500 variants in this whole, like, on the ultra rare, right? There's 26 pages. I paid only $20 for this comic, and I could sell it for this amount. But I'm holding my plan for this comic is to actually hold it, right? I'm not gonna sell it anytime soon, right? I see a lot of value going. I see that there could be a lot of value coming into this NFT space, and I don't think this is just the beginning for these NFTs, right? What if, right? The NFTs, right? There's a lot of things happening with NFTs, right? With this, it's ownership, right? The ownership of Amazing Fantasy 15 in this edition, right? I own this edition, and say for example, like, Marvel decides to do something one day where, like, they start launching another Spider-Man movie, and the only people that are able to come to the premiere are the people that have this amazing Fantasy 15 NFT, right? I'm just showing you. I'm not saying exactly what that they could do, but I'm saying like an example. I'm giving you guys an example of possibilities that NFTs could be used for, right? NFTs could be used for memberships, access to clubs, like NFT is ownership, right? So if I have this amazing Fantasy 15 and Marvel say some one day like VV and Marvel like they are pretty close, right? They've been dropping comics every single week. They drop Marvel every single week, right? They start working together with their theater with the movies they're coming out with the MCU, right? They start working with each other, right? And they say whoever has these NFTs, right? Whoever has these amazing Fantasy 15 NFTs for the next Spider-Man movie are able to come to their premiere for the first showing, right? You'll have you're able to go because you own this NFT, right? You own this NFT, so you're able to go. It provides use case, right? And when that happens, more and more people are gonna want to own and buy this NFT, right? They have certain clubs for NFTs and stuff like that. Um, so I don't see this floor. I think we're just starting, right? Yes. Do I see a little bit more downside? Yes, I see possibly people are possibly gonna be, wanting to cash out. Now we have Now we have the cash out and payout, and people are getting verified. People actually are, probably wanting to get their money. But eventually, right? The flippers are going to be flipping their collectibles over to holders and collectors' hands, right? That's exactly what's going on in this app, right? The flippers are selling it, getting it off quick, and it's going right into the holders or collectors and the people who actually value these NFTs, right? And that's where like I see the value in holding this kind of thing, not just because the value of what it is, but also like it's not really a pump and dump type of thing. Like you only have 10,000 minted editions. um you know the flippers, the collectibles are going into holders and actual people who want to collect these comics and collectibles, right? So there's tons of upside for this, guys. Like this is very, very big. This is very big for VV. This is very big for the NFT community, crypto community, for them to drop this comic on the market, right? I'm not a comic guru. I'm not anything like that. I do a lot of research, and I'm really into Marvel. Like I love Marvel. I love DC. I love certain things like that, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. About my experience of and what I think about this comic and what I'm doing in terms of my plan to with this comic, right? Um, so another thing that I want to show you guys is actually this one dude. I think his name is Sleeping Comics. He actually I think he came up with this VV comic ranking. So for those who like are actually for those who are um are into are on VV and are collecting, this is for you guys right here. This will show you like what comics that you guys need to focus on. If you guys don't have these comics, definitely focus on getting these in your collection if you don't have them yet. This is not financial advice, as I should say, but like it's cool to like obviously have those comics in your collection, because these are what the people from the physical world, the people who are gonna come into this NFT market and they're comic collectors, this is what they're gonna buy. This is what they're gonna go for. They're gonna go for the top comics, right? So as you guys can see, you have S tier. S tier is a tier that like tops every one of the tiers. Like this is on top of every one of the tiers. So obviously you have Amazing Fantasy 15, which I explained in this video. You have that there. You have which is 10,000 minted. You have Amazing Spider-Man 252, 1,000 minted, and then you have Marvel Comics 1, 60,000 minted. If you guys could get, if you're just starting in the VV community and you guys are looking for a comic to pick up, my bad. Marvel Comics 1 is going to be a good buy in my opinion, especially because it's down right now. Like if you look at previous months, right? We had Marvel Comics almost hitting the common, almost hitting like almost $1,000, right? And right now I'm pretty sure it's like sitting at like $90 or $100, right? So if you guys could pick the, like, this is a steal, right? Only 60,000 minute. The original comic, Marvel comic, like, this is big, guys. I don't know if you guys understand how big this is. This is huge, right? You have the A tier, which is all these first appearances. Oh well, this is Spider-Man's second appearances, right? You have Amazing Spider-Man 1, Daredevil, which is a first appearance. I don't know. I don't think it was a first appearance. No, no. It's just Daredevil 1, right? 30,000 minute. Fantastic Four 1, very first Fantastic Four comic to ever come out. Fantastic Four is gonna be, the new movie is gonna be coming out in 2024 or 2025. They just announced it. Marvel just announced it, right? So along with these movies, these comics and actually go up. If you can predict, like, if you could predict that somebody is going to be, aired in a movie, like for example, like when the Black Spider-Man, the first black, when the Black Spider-Man, no, Venom Spider-Man, not Miles Morales, or Miles Morales too. Like when he comes into the MCU, you better believe that I think it's Ultimate Fallout 4. Best believe Ultimate Fallout 4 is going to be a wanted comic at that time, right? You better believe that this comic is going to go up in value, right? I believe that they're actually going to be introducing Miles Morales into the MCU. That, as well as we have Spider-Verse coming out, right? We have Spider-Verse into the Spider-Verse coming out this next year, right? We have a lot of things going on, right? There's a lot of things that we could invest in these comics, right? There's a lot of things. These comics aren't just the covers either. You could actually go and read these comics, right? You could actually go and read these comics in augmented reality, as well as, you can just read them, right? You can just read them right here. Like, you have the chance to actually read these comics that people can't even get their hands on, right? People can't even get their hands on these comics, right? So as you guys see, like, this is the first page of Spider-Man, right? The first page you're looking at right now. You have an opportunity to look at the first page of a character that is so iconic. This is the first page of him being introduced into this world, right? This is the first page right here, right? You could read all 22 or 26 pages of this comic, right? As you guys see, look, right? Shows you how he get his suit, how he came about, right? Like in the movies, right? I'm pretty sure most of you guys probably seen Spider-Man, right? So you could even zoom in, you could zoom out, right? You have the opportunity of a lifetime to come secure these comics before anybody else secures these comics, right? Anyway, let me get out of that. All right, but this comic is like back then. I'm pretty sure you get this comic for 12 cents in physical format, and it's sold for 3.6 million at a 9.0 or something, like 9.6 graded comic. Like, guys, like, this NFT has a lot of upside, not only just because of what it is, but also because it's NFT. There's only 10,000 minute comics. If you guys can get your hands on at least a common, this is not financial advice, but it is financial advice, but it isn't. It's housekeeping thing. I have to say that it's not financial advice because this is only for entertainment purposes only. So yeah. In another video, I will be going over like more of what I will be going over a little bit more about my collection and what I have in terms of comics, because I do have a good amount of comics right here. I'm more so into the comics than the collectibles, right? As you guys see, if you guys, I will be actually putting this link down in the description for whoever wants to look at what comics to focus on and what's important, right? You have top tiers, right? We're top tiers. boom, S class, A class, right? These are like, you know, top tier B, tier C, tier D. You have all of those, right? So I would mainly focus on this right here. If you're looking at the comics to buy, if you want to buy 3 comics, I would literally look here, right? These comics are actually very cheap compared to when they were. Um, and I will be actually doing another video on this for you guys. I'll be doing another video explaining like my top picks to actually focus on, right? And the reason why, um, I'm choosing these comics to actually focus on. So without further ado, guys, I'm glad I secured an Amazing Fantasy 15. You guys could do the same. Just all you gotta do is just go to the market, and there's only 1,219 editions available right now. I believe one day that this comic is gonna be out of reach for most people. Like, this NFT is gonna be out of reach for most people, right? You guys could see like 626 comics for commons are not a lot. Like, the people could come in here and buy 3 or 4. People could buy 100 of these if they wanted to, right? I'm pretty sure there's people that are willing to spend that type of money in this app, right? There's huge investors in this app that are willing to actually spend that, and whales that are actually going to clean up this comic, and I know that for a fact, right? So without further ado, this is just a little VV talk about me getting the Amazing Fantasy 15 and what I am going to be doing from here on. So make sure you guys go like, comment, subscribe, and hit that post notification button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.